What did Kardec mean by double men? In Chapter 7 of the second part of the Book of Mediums, when discussing bicorporeality, Allan Kardec addresses the expression double men. With this idea, he describes accounts of people who seem to manifest a second presence or act as if there were a temporary duplicity of their individuality. But what does this mean? Kardec relates this phenomenon to the emancipation of the soul, moments when consciousness would partially free itself from the limitations of the physical body, especially during sleep or altered states. Today, psychology and neuroscience provide important explanations to understand experiences of this kind. We know that personal identity is not something fixed and indivisible. The human mind has multiple layers. Conscious and unconscious processes can operate simultaneously. Dissociative phenomena, for example, can generate the sensation that there are two internal presences. In more intense cases, there may be a sensation of depersonalization or observing oneself as if one were another. Neuroscience shows that changes in the integration between brain areas responsible for bodily perception and identity can produce experiences of subjective duplication. Furthermore, in states of deep sleep or lucid dreaming, the individual may experience scenes with a real sense of presence in another environment. These mechanisms explain many historical accounts of duplicity. Kardec, however, proposes that if there are authentic cases of external perception of this duplicity by third parties, it may be necessary to consider the hypothesis of the spirit's manifestation beyond the body. From the current scientific perspective, there is no replicable evidence of the real physical duplication of an individual. The psychological explanation remains the most consistent for the majority of documented accounts. But the topic leads us to a deep reflection. Consciousness is more complex than we imagine. Our sense of identity can expand, fragment, or shift in subjective experience. Perhaps the true learning here is to understand that the self is not a rigid and unchangeable structure, but a dynamic process constructed by the mind. Studying these phenomena requires intellectual maturity, neither automatic denial nor acceptance without analysis. The search for truth goes through self-knowledge. If this reflection on the so-called double men has broadened your view on identity and consciousness, share this content with those who value deep study and continue following this journey of conscious understanding.